Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on this video. Last week I dropped a homemade MRE video from Ollie's and it did so well and got so much response that I decided let's try it again this week. Let's see what we can come up with. Apparently the video was so well received that people went back and watched some of my older MRE videos, and the inspiration for this one came from a viewer comment on one that I did at Dollar Tree and said, I think you need to revisit this one, which was kind of funny because I found myself at Dollar Tree recently looking around and thinking, hey, I need to do another one here. So this worked out well. And here it is, my new homemade MRE from Dollar Tree. This is the Dad Budget Adventures MRE Menu DT 2.0. Please admire the fancy wrapping that looks like it was done by a 5-year-old. Don't be too harsh on this. All I could find was a brown Sharpie marker. But what we're gonna do is, just like last time, we're gonna tear into this thing. We're gonna explore what all is in here and show that you can build a viable MRE from a place like Dollar Tree. Now, I'm not gonna go into the reasons for doing this. I've done that in other videos. If you wanna go watch the video that I just did at Ollie's, I gave a full explanation of why I do it this way, but what I am gonna do is go over the rules. The rules are as such. The unofficial rule is that everything has to be sourced from the same place. Rule number 1 is that everything that's in here has to be able to be consumed straight out of the packaging. It can't be something freeze-dried that has to be reconstituted or anything like that. The only exception is if I have a drink packet or a tea bag or something like instant coffee. Everything else has to be able to be eaten straight out of the pack if you don't have a chance to do anything else with it. We are going to cook it today because I don't like eating stuff cold and straight out of the package. Rule number 2 is that everything that I put in here has to have at least a 1-year shelf life from the date of purchase. The reason for that is I want to be sure that if this goes into a drawer and I don't eat it until a year from now, that when I get around to eating it, everything's going to be as fresh as possible. The last thing is the menu. It has to have an entree, a side, a walking around snack, a dessert, and a beverage. So without further ado, let's dive into homemade MRE Menu DT 2.0 and see what's in the bag. What did I find at Dollar? Well, let's rip into my fancy Mylar bag, pull this sucker out. Now the first thing we're going to take out of here is something that I forgot to put in last time, which is an accessory pack. It gives me something to eat with. There's a spork, there's a stir, and there is a napkin in there. This meal kind of scares me a little bit because I took a few chances with it. I didn't take the safe route and just grab things that I know are gonna work. I grabbed a couple of oddball items because I wanna see how far I can go with this. So for my entree item, got something I really didn't expect to find at Dollar Tree. We're going with a seafood MRE because I found chicken of the sea imitation crab meat. Now, imitation crab meat is just a white fish that has some flavoring in it and a little bit of color that makes it look and taste like crab meat. It's usually pretty good stuff. Most of the companies that make it make a decent product. So that's gonna be our entree item. To go with that, I've got this pack of jasmine rice. So we're gonna go with kind of a little Asian flair. And to make that work, something else that I found that I'm gonna throw on here just because I can. It's my show, my rules, I do what I want. I found this Fresh Success Asian stir-fry seasoning. To give it that extra kick, we're gonna add that. Now, I know this kind of borders on breaking the rules that everything has to be eaten out of the package, but to be fair, I could open the rice pack, dump the crab meat in, pour some of that in there, shake it around a little bit, and it'd have the same effect. But the first thing I want to do is, since it takes a little while for the entree to prepare, I'm going to break out the Barrel Cook flameless cooker, and we're going to get it going while we go through the rest of these items to see what else is in this meal. You guys absolutely loved the Barrel Cook when I broke it out for the last video, and I've had several people ask about it, including one really sweet lady that lives in a nursing home, and I never thought of this application for the MREs or the Barrel Cook. But she was telling me that the food at the nursing home is bad and that she's not allowed to have a microwave in her room, but she really wants something to allow her to have some hot meals. I think she ordered one of the Barrel Cooks. I noticed on my Amazon affiliate account that I've sold a couple of these things since this last video came out. So if you guys are interested in this thing, there'll be a link in the description box so that you can go and get one of your own. But let's break this thing out. Let's get dinner rolling. So here it is, the Barrel Cook flameless heater. Hold that so you can see the label. And basically this works just like a military flameless ration heater. It's got a pouch in there that you add a little bit of water to. It creates heat and it cooks inside this thing. So let's get this thing fired up. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna dump our rice in here. Wrap that up a little bit. This is kind of sticky rice. Then to that we are going to add our chicken of the sea crab meat. This is the product that if you see it in the store, crab is usually spelled with a K. Wow, those are some big chunks of crab meat. God, I hope this is good. Now we're going to add our seasoning. Ooh, that smells good. Got a lot of sesame, some soy, ginger. This ought to be really good with this. So let's sprinkle this over the top. Make sure we get some down in the rice. Just like last time, I'm going to add a splash of water because I want that rice to cook up nice and fluffy. Now we're going to put our heater into the cooker. Add our water. Let that get fired up. There it goes. Put that in there. Put the lid on. And we're going to let that cook while we go through the rest of what's in the MRE. So Dollar Tree always has some sort of jerky or another. And so I went with the Jack Link's Turkey Jerky Original Flavor. This, of course, being a walking around snack or a side, whatever you want to do with it. This is always good to have on hand. Good dose of protein, a little bit of salt, or a lot of salt. For dessert, I found these minis cookies. These came with a variety of flavors. That's one of the cool things about it, is that you're able to kind of choose what flavor you want. You pull one of these out, throw it in my MRE, and still have plenty left over. Another item I grabbed for a walking around snack is the Sunshine Blend Imperial Nuts. This has banana chips, cranberries, almonds, cashews, and blueberries. Really good for a little extra energy. For my drink, I got Hawaiian Punch Fruit Juicy Red in one of the little small pouches. They're sugar-free but pre-sweetened, so all you got to do is add that to a bottle of water. This time around, they didn't have anything cool like, coffee pouches or tea bags or anything, so I kind of had to go with that. Now, this last item is kind of a pair-up, and this is one of the items that kind of scares me. I mean, other than getting the artificial crab meat. So I got more of the snack time crackers. You remember those from my last video. Now, full disclosure, I didn't buy these at Dollar Tree. As you can see in the video, I found them at Dollar Tree, but I had already bought some. They were still sitting at home, so I just grabbed some of these to throw in there. But we will count that in the price of everything together. But to go with that, I found this Clark Black Forest ham spread. I know a lot of MREs have these meat spreads in them. It's not something I've ever been a huge fan of, but I'm going to give it a shot. I found a tuna spread at the international market when I did my international market MRE, and it was pretty good. Maybe this is going to be decent. Maybe it's going to taste like dog food. Who knows? But we're going to give it a try here in a minute. And our entree is still cooking away, so let's start breaking into some of our other items and see how they are. Of course, as always, we're going to bag up our trash and make sure we haul this out of here. Don't be that guy that leaves a bunch of garbage behind wherever you go. We're going to start with the Jack Link's Turkey Jerky. Not a whole lot in the bag. That's one of the things about Dollar Tree. A lot of people look at Dollar Tree and they kind of wonder how these people make any money. And the fact is that Dollar Tree makes money because it's a bit of a misdirect. The idea is they overwhelm you with all the dollar stuff so that you don't sit down and look at the fact that that package is probably really not worth $1. In fact, Dollar Tree, when everything was still only $1 and not $1.25 like it is now, made a profit of about 35 cents on the dollar for every item they sold. That's good. It's very standard jerky. Nothing special, nothing over the top, but it'll hit the spot. Let's try out the Sunshine Blend Imperial Nuts. These sound like they're going to be really good. That blend of banana chips and cranberries and blueberries, that's a win. All right, let's give this a try. Let's get a little bit of everything. All right. That's really good. A lot of banana. If you're not into banana chips, this is not the blend for you. It's a good combination. A lot of flavor in that. How about a nice Hawaiian Punch? Some people out there probably remember that. Other people are looking at me going, what? All right, let's get that mixed up. Probably should have taken a drink out of that before I did that. Pretty standard drink mix. I don't know right off the top of my head what it's sweetened with. Probably nothing good. Let's get it mixed up. It's not bad. I mean, pretty standard Kool-Aid flavor. It's got a little bit of that artificial sweetener taste, but it's not horrible. I mean, if I'm thirsty and I'm not just wanting to drink straight water, or if I'm having to use like purification tablets in my water, this will kind of help curb some of that funky flavor that it takes on. I like that. All right, so here's one of the things that kind of scares me a little bit. Crack open this can of ham. All right, let's see what greets us. Doesn't smell terrible. It's potted meat, essentially. It's not a great smell, but I mean, it's canned ham. Let's give this a taste. That's actually good. Shockingly. Like, I'm not a fan of Vienna sausages and Spam and things like that, so I'm always a little bit leery about stuff like this, but it's actually good. It's got a good smoky flavor to it. It's not overly salty. It's not overly weird tasting. There's a good smoke to it that kind of, I guess, takes the edge off of those other weird flavors that canned meats tend to have. I mean, I don't hate it. I'm going back for another one, so that's saying something. You know, that's surprisingly decent. And if you're truly hungry, if you're out on the trail and you're hiking, you're camping or whatever, and you work up a good appetite, that's going to hit the spot. So I think our lunch has been cooking long enough. Let's go see what we ended up with. One Asian seafood rice lunch cooked in the Barrow Cook. Smells good. Once again, I'm gambling on this because this is my lunch. We're not just trying this and throwing it away. This is what I'm eating today. One issue that I'm seeing is this rice did not cook up very well. It's still very hard. It's like it really just did not fluff up at all. And probably I should have broken it up, because down on the bottom where it did break up, it's a little better. So let's try just the rice, see what we've got. This is the rice with the Asian stir-fry seasoning. The seasoning is good. I think I probably should have put more on there, because if you look at it, you can kind of see where the seasoning looks like it's got some sugar or something in it that kind of started to caramelize and coat everything. Try the crab with a little bit of rice. See what we got here. It's not bad. It's not my favorite. The peri peri rice and chicken we did last time, it's gonna be hard to beat. This isn't terrible, but it's not great. Nothing to write home about. I found myself with the option while I was at Dollar Tree of getting this rice and the crab meat, or I could have gotten a can of chicken and a Spanish rice, and I kind of wish I'd gone with those, but I wanted to be a little adventurous with this one and try something different. And crab meat and Asian rice is something you typically don't get in an MRE. You can kind of see the structure of that crab meat there, if it'll focus. I'm gonna turn this off and finish off my lunch, and we'll come back for dessert. All right, so here we are with our one last item, our dessert, these minis sandwich cookies. These are strawberry flavored. Could have chosen from vanilla. I think there was banana. I chose strawberry. They're tiny little cookies. Look at that. Those are pretty good. They're really crunchy, super crunchy, but they're good. They're tasty. Good flavor, not too sweet. So that is it for the Dollar Tree 2.0. Thank you to the viewer that suggested going back and doing this again. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave a comment and tell me what was your favorite item in there and what would you try. Also, if you can think of a store that I can go to and try to put one of these together, let me know. Leave me a comment. And while you're at it, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you can be made aware of all upcoming videos. And with that, we're going to wrap this up, and I will see y'all in the next one. So prepare for the world that you live in, not the one you wish existed. We'll see you around.